Games Cast. I'm your host, Mitch Smith, alongside the most majestic name of the business, Jordan Augustus Neen, and the plethora of pterodactyls, Tristan Schuler. The Real Games Cast is a weekly show where we bring you all kinds of entertainment, news, and discussion. We're trying some new stuff this week. We're reformatting the show based on some fan feedback. We'll introduce some new segments and kind of change things up from what we've been doing. If you like what we're doing, go visit us at realgames.org. You can also follow us on Twitter at RealGamesCast. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/RealGamesCast. And support us at patreon.com/RealGames. So we're going to kick off the show with our first new segment. And it's basically entertainment news and video games and movies. And we're going to, from now on, call it Schuler Scoop.
Yeah. That's my name.
Such a baby.
You're a baby. Shut your mouth, Jordan.
Every time I hear that, I imagine like a baby Schuler getting an ice cream scoop.
That's a very funny image.
That sounds amazing. We should.
There are 9 items on the list. A baker's dozen. I had to do that at least one time in my life.
9? That's the month of my birthday. Like, I was born in September.
Then it's just meant to be named after Schuler, obviously.
Shut your mouth.
Number 1, the Order 1886 is selling well. Research analyst Michael Patcher says it's a really good exclusive title, and I think it attaches at a pretty high rate to the install base, so probably 3.5 to 4 million units will be sold within the install base.
That's a lot.
And then I think it will probably attract another 1 or 2 million people to buy a PlayStation 4 in the next few months. So I would imagine it could be around 5 million through the year's end, and that's great. Patcher also included that if Sony bundles the game in the future, it could improve to 10 to 12 million copies. So the Order's selling well.
I don't know how.
I mean, it's good news for Sony.
I could see, I saw from the excitement after the trailer last year at E3 that they debuted, I could tell that was going to be a game that sold copies.
It's like the Transformers. It's so well, but it did critically horrible.
It didn't do critically horrible.
It did critically mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, let's not act like people's giving it 2.
So it's Transformers 1. Not anything else. Transformers
that's actually a fairly apt comparison.
Yeah.
You know,
you had Transformers 1?
Hopefully the future games, because, I mean, like you said, it's selling well, so it's going to get a sequel.
It's definitely going to get a sequel.
Did it end off with a cliffhanger?
Oh, yeah.
Order 1887. Bringing to you vampires.
There will definitely be an Order 1887.
There better be vampires.
I mean, it's selling well. It's a good little exclusive.
I better be able to play as a vampire.
Man, would you get over the vampire thing?
I want a vampire.
Number 2, speaking of the Order, one of the major figures at Ready at Dawn, Andrea Piscino, says he wishes they could have displayed their vision more clearly. He said, I just have to blame ourselves. In some way, it's obvious that we're not communicating our intentions. It may be a lack of our ability to communicate our vision. It seems like everyone is trying to find not a problem, but rather dishonesty. It seems like we're trying to hide something. I thought we'd been very clear since the beginning about what we're trying to do. Originally, they didn't believe that the first trailer was real. Then it was about the frame rate, a couple polygons here and there. I don't know exactly how this works or how it can be done better. Everyone has different expectations and wants a different game, and our game can't give everyone what they want. So, it seems like to me, Ready at Dawn knows that there's been some kind of tepid reaction to the game. They obviously wish they could have told you more, like, here's what we're giving you.
I don't understand. How do people not think the trailer was real?
Well, I mean, look at something like Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs had a reveal trailer that was incredible.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh man, this game can't look that good. Then when it came out, it really can't look that good.
The Order did. That's one thing they did get right was they looked really good.
You know, people looked at the first trailer for the Order. Honestly, the finished product looks better than that first trailer.
Seriously?
Yeah. The finished product of the Order looks a lot better than that first trailer.
Wow.
The thing about the Order is the gunplay is apparently what I've heard is like Gears of War.
Okay. But I'll tell you about the gunplay.
It's all.
I've played this game a lot since Friday. I played it a lot.
I want to play it.
And the Order is not a bad game. It's really not. But the gunplay is nothing special. It's your normal cover-based shooter, like Gears of War. No, you're right about that. The Order does a bad job of its tutorial. Like, it explains things, but it explains them in a really weird way. And the tutorial seems to never end. Every time you have something interactive, there's always a pop-up on the screen telling you how to do it. Like, at some point, just Show me how to do it one time. Let me do it.
Yeah.
Also, the game takes way too long to put a freaking gun in your hand. I was almost an hour into the game before I shot a rifle. A freaking hour.
That surprises me.
Right.
That looked like one of the games where you would start off with a gun.
Right, and you don't.
Shooting werewolves.
It
promised werewolves.
There is werewolves in the game.
There wasn't enough.
Actually, I've been pretty satisfied with now werewolves.
You
haven't played it yet.
I want them all to be werewolves.
Jesus Christ.
And vampires.
Can we find a replacement?
No. It's called Schuler Scoop for a reason.
Things can always be renamed. Number 3, Sony's European blog has revealed that their next title update is not far out. Fred Dutton said on Sony's EU blog, I haven't got news for you today, but the next update is not too far out. We'll update you here ASAP. So Sony's about to give us a new update. Now, given their track record of updates, so let's look back at at 2.0 on the PlayStation, which was a complete and total disaster.
Yes.
Oh, is that the one where if you went into rest mode, your PlayStation would turn back on?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had that happen to me about 10 times.
Started making sure.
Yeah.
Like, I got to the point to where I just didn't turn the damn thing off.
I'm still afraid to put it in rest mode. I just turn it off. I don't put it in rest mode.
They did fix it because I put mine in rest mode all the time now to keep my controller charged.
You know how scared I was when that first started? I was like, oh.
I was freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
And
That first day, like the first time it happened to me, I smothered out, man.
And then you and Jen Jordan goes, and then maybe it's just because it's the white PlayStation 4, and then his does it. Oh!
Like, it happened to me, and my roommates were like, well, dude, it's probably because of the update. And I'm like, how would they screw up an update so bad that it would break rest mode? Sony couldn't do that.
Yes, it did.
Then Sony did that.
I don't know how that even happens. How do you do an update to break rest mode? Like, you know what rest is? Rest is sleeping. How do you mess
thanks
up
for the
sleeping?
definition, sure.
How
Man, this guy's handy. That's why we chose him.
I was wondering what rest meant.
That's why we chose
I knew
this
that
guy.
move from Pokemon,
If
but I didn't
you
know
use
what
rest,
I didn't know
you
why they
regain-
called it rest.
You regain all your health, and you sleep. So the PlayStation 4 is obviously regaining its health, and if they mess it up, it's like constantly on rest mode.
Can we go to number 4, please?
Yes, please. I'm done talking.
Number 4, the new 3DS is off to a great start in Japan.
Yay.
The new 3DS is now averaging 41,000 units per week in Japan and is the leading console in the Japanese market.
Woo.
PlayStation sales have also increased in the Japanese market, now moving 21,000 units per week.
Yeah.
A pretty impressive number. On the other hand, Microsoft and the Xbox One have hit a new low in the Japanese market. Microsoft is now averaging less than 200 units per week sold.
That's not a lot of people.
Thanks for the update, Schuler.
But
anyway.
fine.
Well, you need to start calling him Captain Obvious.
Yeah, Sir points out the obvious.
Oh my gosh, that can be my nickname.
Jesus Christ. This show is off the rails. But anyway.
You changed format.
So, Sony is selling well. No, of course, Nintendo sells well.
In Japan.
The Japanese
They make
market.
it.
The Japanese market loves handhelds too. They're much bigger on handhelds than they are sit-at-home consoles.
And they're also huge on Pokemon and Zelda.
And
which
Monster
are the
Hunter.
last 2
Zelda,
games.
Majora's Mask is like hands down the highest selling game over there.
Yeah.
It's moving like 200,000 units a week, and the next closest one's like 45,000.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Like, Monster Hunter hasn't hit America for some reason, but apparently everybody in Japan loves Monster Hunter. It's like it's their second biggest series.
Japan and America have really
Very different tastes.
I
want to play Monster Hunter. What?
But I mean, how many JRPGs do you play?
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Have you ever heard of Persona?
Wait. Yes. I have, but I have no idea what it is. But I know I've heard something.
It's a really, really good JRPG that is ridiculously long.
What about that Nino?
It puts Skyrim to shame.
You remember that game I played last year on PS3, Nino Kuni?
I never watched you play it, but I wanted to
very good JRPG.
That was a very good game, but most people in America have never heard of it. But that game is huge in Japan.
Yeah, colossal. Barely sold over here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Japanese market's very different. But
and there are a lot of games that sell in Japan that never even make it to America.
Pokemon Green.
It's actually, to me, really impressive that the PS4 is selling that well in Japan. Because consoles don't do that well over there.
Just handhelds.
I mean, the PS4 at its current pace is going to sell like the PS2. PS2 sold ridiculously well. It's one of the best-selling consoles ever. So, I mean, if those numbers stay like that, how long do you think Microsoft will keep the Xbox One on the market if it doesn't sell?
Well,
at some point, do they have to just say, nope, we're done with this. We're going to introduce a new console.
That would just be stupid. That they should just say, okay, here's what we're going to do. We'll stop production, and when we run out, we'll make some more.
But you got to look at it, 3 or 4 years into the PS4's lifespan, people will start to get bored of it.
It's not been 3 or 4 years.
But I'm saying in 3 or 4 years, in the future, when.
But are they all going to shift to the Xbox One?
Well, not all of them, but I would say that there'll be enough to make money for Microsoft.
Well,
I don't think so. I think.
Okay, so you got to look at it like that. People in 3 to 4 years aren't going to be bored of PlayStation 4. Because PlayStation 2 lasted for how long?
The last PS2 game came out in 2013, 2 weeks before the PS4 launch.
Yeah, so if PS4 is selling like the PS2 did, it's going to do really well. Sony really ruled with PlayStation and PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then PlayStation 3, they kind of slacked off because they were late to the game. Sony realized their mistakes and they bumped it up with PlayStation 4.
Their price point really hurt them too.
Yeah.
For the PS3, the price point's what killed that console.
And it's what hurts Xbox too, right?
Yeah. It is. To this date, the PS3 has actually outsold the Xbox 360. It's moved more units. It took it a long time to get there. So hopefully that doesn't happen with Xbox One, PS4. But going on to number 5, Reddit user David Combs recently posted an image telling you how to find 3 hidden bosses, 1 in the main game and 2 others in DLC in Skyrim. You can only discover these things by doing certain things you probably wouldn't think of doing. To summon the dragon,
you want me to pronounce it?
Verthurwall?
Volthurial.
There we go.
Volthurial.
You have to use a certain dragon shout on a certain orb. Summoning Karstag requires you to get his skull from a cave and place it on his throne. And then facing the Grim Reaper isn't just a matter of dying, but it requires the careful placement of 3 Reaper gem fragments.
I want to fight the Grim Reaper.
Now, my roommates, Jared and Sam, they have already fought all 3 of these things.
Are they awesome?
I think they said that they're pretty tough, but like nothing special. I think they've not fought the dragon.
Do you get to keep the Grim Reaper scythe?
I don't know. I don't play Skyrim.
If you could, I'd kill that boss.
I know Jared, he's got his modded to turn dragons off. So he's obviously never fought the dragon.
Why?
So he's got his modded where he doesn't have to fight dragons?
Yeah, there's no dragons.
Yeah, why? The dragons are the best thing about it.
Well, he disagrees.
Anytime you have dragons, it's freaking awesome.
I would do the mod where you change this dragon to Charizard or something.
Change people to dragons.
My Little Ponies. I fight My Little Ponies all day.
Do you think that these 3 hidden bosses will pull some people back into the game that's kind of quit on it?
Well, you said that 2 of them are in DLC, and I don't have DLC, so I'm not going back to it.
I think if they get the word out, it could.
I mean,
I hadn't heard of it until
just now.
The one that's not in, I think the dragon is the one that's in the regular game.
Yeah, and if it's just a dragon, I mean, Alduin, who is the big bad boss.
He is supposedly much tougher than the final boss. This dragon is.
Well, all the dragons basically do the same thing. It just depends on how hard you can hit them and how much damage you can get. So the dragon boss isn't anything special to me.
Okay.
But Skyrim is still a good game. You should go play it. If you haven't already, you can leave it in the rock. Or your Mitch.
Mass Effect 2 is better. Number 6, a new Alien movie.
Get to that later.
Number 6, a new Alien movie is officially on. 20th Century Fox has closed a deal with director Neil Blomkamp to develop a new Alien movie, sources confirm. Blomkamp, who directed District 9 and the upcoming Sony feature Chappie, have been teasing the project in recent months, but said the extraterrestrial reboot was likely abandoned. It is supposed to star Alien veteran Sigourney Weaver. On Instagram, Blomkamp said, "So I think this is officially my next film." So we're finally going to get a Neil Blomkamp Alien movie.
I think he's a really good director for this.
Perfect.
Is it a reboot or is it a sequel? Or kind of like both?
If it's Alien 5, that sounds like a sequel, but I really hope they reboot it.
You mean Alien 4? When was there Alien 4?
It wasn't Alien 4, it was Alien Resurrection.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah, there were Aliens.
Alien 3.
Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. That's right.
So hopefully Alien 5 is like a I hope they
I mean,
reboot.
if it's got Sigourney Weaver in it,
Okay,
then obviously
Yeah,
that's a
obviously not a
continuation.
reboot.
Isn't she dead?
She's
No.
in freaking Chappie that comes out in 2 weeks.
No, not Sigourney Weaver, but her character. Didn't she
Oh,
fall?
Ripley?
So yeah, spoiler alert, didn't she fall? Oh, wait, they cloned her in Alien Resurrection. That's dumb. Cloning always ruins stories.
That and time travel pretty much ruin everything.
Yep. Oh, but the way they can make this work,
Uh-huh.
so there's a movie that came out last year called The Babadook,
I'm
which
aware.
it was very
good.
It was very You watched it?
Yeah.
Where?
Watch it on
Here.
Prime Wire.
I want to watch it right now after the show.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, so that movie is praised for not using much CGI effects as they did.
He
in Costumes
uses
Pro.
no CGI that I could remember.
Well, the original Aliens didn't use really much CGI
Right.
or anything else.
The
So-
Babadook had about a $20,000 budget. They didn't really have an option.
So maybe Alien 5 should take cues from that and not make a
And
horror movie with heavy
right.
CGI. Make it.
But I mean, Neil Blomkamp uses CGI pretty well. I mean, if you watch
Yes.
Elysium and District 9,
That's okay.
yeah,
I'm very happy now.
he's very good with those kinds of things.
Okay,
You're
we can
very
continue.
happy or you're very chappy.
Hey,
Dun-dun.
hey, we should get some money for that because we're gonna go watch Chappie.
Number 7, Disney has confirmed that Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales has begun filming and released the plot synopsis.
Finally.
Thrust into an all-new adventure, a down on his luck Captain Jack Sparrow finds the winds of ill fortune blowing even more strongly when deadly ghost pirates led by his own nemesis, the terrifying Captain Salazar with the returning Javier Bardem, escape from the Devil's Triangle, determined to kill every pirate at sea, including him. Captain Jack's only hope of survival lies in seeking out the legendary Trident of Poseidon, a powerful artifact that bestows upon its predecessor total control over the seas. So,
How many pirates are left?
I've never watched a Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
What?
I've not watched one, and I don't really care to watch them. I've had tons of people tell me I need to watch Pirates of the Caribbean.
They're really good.
I'm not really that worried about it. I don't feel like I'm really missing out on anything. But everybody else loves these things except the fourth one, which I've been told was a complete travesty.
I like the fourth one.
Okay, we have found one fan of the fourth one.
The fourth one's mediocre.
Okay.
I like the fourth one better than I like the third one.
Orlando
Shut up,
Bloom's
Joel.
going to be back. So
Oh, yeah.
Orlando Bloom's going to return. So that's one of the things about the fourth one people didn't like. That's being righted.
I just want to see more Keira Knightley.
What is wrong with you?
Was she in a relationship with Jordan Bloom?
No,
Jordan
she
Bloom. With Orlando Bloom in the movies, is that right?
But then Orlando Bloom had to go back to the ocean.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Okay, if you haven't watched,
He becomes
if-
the Flying
if-
Dutchman. Or
if
he
you-
becomes, what's his name?
Davy Jones?
Davy
Davy
Jones.
Jones. Yeah,
Huh.
and the captain of the Flying
He
Dutchman.
becomes the Flying Dutchman?
Shut up.
He becomes the
SpongeBob.
captain of the Flying Dutchman. When did that movie come out? The third one.
2008.
Okay, they've had plenty of time to watch.
I mean, my God, though. How many movies can they make based on a freaking Disney ride?
I don't know.
These movies are
because
based on
obviously
a
they've
theme
got
park ride.
At least 5.
The Ghost Pirates were done in the first movie.
I mean, God bless Johnny Depp. He's already killed his freaking career. At what point is he just going to be like, let's stop doing these?
Which really, Johnny Depp is the best thing about those movies. I mean, even people that I've talked to that don't like the movies love Johnny
That's
Depp.
the only real reason I like it.
And I still think that Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow, he's that's my favorite role that Johnny Depp has been in.
Nope.
And he could just stand on a a theater screen
Right.
for 2 hours wearing his costume and maybe
Yeah.
saying a few lines, and
And
I
you'd
would
be
pay
satisfied.
money to go see it.
Because you're the only person in the world who would do that.
Number 8,
Well,
Deadline's Mike Fleming has revealed that inside sources have told him that Steven Spielberg wants to direct the new Indiana Jones reboot Disney is planning. He has also revealed that Spielberg is the man behind the scenes pushing for Chris Pratt to be the new anchor of the series moving forward.
Yes.
So Star-Lord
yeah.
is very likely going to be your next Indiana Jones.
And
He's not just Star-Lord. He's also a raptor tamer.
Okay.
Don't forget that.
Who do you think you are, Indiana Jones?
Well, Schuler's died.
That was my raptor voice.
But anyway,
He's going to take you on motorcycle rides. Or motorcycle.
do you think Chris Pratt is
Yes.
is the right choice.
Yes. Yes.
If anybody is the right choice for Indiana Jones, it's not named Harrison Ford. It's Chris Pratt.
Yes.
Okay. Here's a question.
Okay.
Who's a better successor to this to an old series? Tom Hardy replacing Mel Gibson in Mad Max, or Chris Pratt replacing Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones?
I never watched the original Mad Max.
I've never seen any of the original Mad Maxes either.
Why are you the way that you are?
You don't want to watch Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Good
try though.
Caribbean.
Number 9, a virtual reality studio, OTOR, has revealed Batman the Animated Series, the virtual reality experience for the Oculus Rift and Gear VR.
Oh, gotta get one of those things.
Producer Bruce Timm has been confirmed to be working on the project, and writer Paul Dini is on board as well. Not only that, but this week Kevin Conroy, who has provided the iconic voice of Batman for over 2 decades now, is also involved.
Yeah, I love Kevin Conroy.
What better name than Bruce Timm to work on a Batman? Is it a game? Movie?
No, it's a virtual reality experience. Like you're going to watch the animated series, Batman the Animated Series, in virtual reality.
How much does that cost, though?
Well, you got to buy an Oculus Rift.
So quite a bit.
I
bought the PS4 to get Batman Arkham Knight.
I think an Oculus Rift is only like $250.
That's $250 that college kids don't have.
Well,
Jordan, to the street corner. We're selling hot dogs and cotton candy.
That's such a random assortment of items for a prostitute to be selling on the street corner.
Who said anything about prostitution?
But
we are selling a valuable product.
This is one of the first big things to come to VR. Really. Yeah. Do you think this could start a trend of a lot of bigger things coming to Oculus Rift, or
I do feel like 10, 20 years down the line, VR will be a big thing.
Or will it be 3D in the sense of it's there, but everyone's like, eh.
That's how I feel. I want to go do this, but I'm like, I don't want an Oculus Rift.
Because this is something that you have to buy this extra peripheral to use. You got to spend $250 on an Oculus Rift. Or when PlayStation undoubtedly comes out with Project Morpheus, and you got to pay another $300 for a headset to go with your $400 console. I mean, is VR something? Can you make VR affordable enough to make it accessible to your average consumer?
Probably not now. Probably when the technology gets
gets cheaper.
People aren't looking for that right now. That sounds amazing to me, but I'm much rather I'm gonna have so much more fun playing Batman Arkham Knight than I will dropping money to go do that.
Right.
Batman Arkham Knight is a Batman simulator, and I'm looking forward to that. I don't need VR. I need a controller in my hand.
I agree. We're gonna wrap up Shuler Scoop for this week. We're gonna take a short break, and we'll be back with our mailbag questions for this week in just a moment.
Shuler Scoop.